Enjoy this illustrated explainer video about guide dogs for the blind.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some are furry and walk on 4 legs.
A yellow lab guide dog in harness.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe everyone deserves to live the life they want to live and to move through the world safely and confidently. Which is why we match people who are blind or visually impaired living in the US or Canada with exceptional guide dogs at no cost to them.
A person with a guide dog.
We even help with veterinary bills and ongoing essential support. We create these life-changing partnerships entirely through private donations and with the help of thousands of volunteers. And of course, with our incredible dogs.
A group of people with dogs.
Our dogs are guide dogs at the DNA level. We breed them specifically to do this work.
2 dogs and a DNA helix.
At 3 days old, our dogs start spending time with volunteers called puppy socializers.
A person with a newborn puppy.
Being a puppy socializer isn't just a dream job. It's how we help our puppies get comfortable being around humans.
A volunteer interacts with puppies.
At 8 to 10 weeks, puppies go live with volunteer puppy raisers.
A puppy raiser receives a puppy.
These volunteers dedicate a year of their lives to get these dogs ready for more advanced training.
The dog matures.
When the dogs come back to the school, our world-class staff teach them the complex skills required to become successful guide dogs.
2 GDB instructors train dogs.
After about 12 weeks of training, a dog is matched with their person.
A person hugs a guide dog.
This matching process is part art and part science, and always quite remarkable. Our clients and dogs undergo 2 weeks of personalized training together and begin to form a magical and lasting bond.
A person and guide dog in caps and gowns.
After graduating, clients return home with their guide dogs, empowered to enjoy their lives with greater mobility, independence, and inclusion.
3 scenes of people with their guide dogs at home, work, and play.
None of this would be possible without the generosity of our extended community of volunteers and donors.
A group of people and dogs.
To learn more about supporting our life-changing mission, visit us online.
GDB logo and URLs. GuideDogs.com and GDBinternational.ca.
Enjoy a peek into Guide Dogs for the Blind's Puppy Center, where 2 yellow lab puppies romp in an indoor play area full of colorful structures and a variety of toys.
Meet Kylie. She happens to be blind. That may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how awkward people can be around her.
Kylie waits at a bus stop with her guide dog. A woman looks at her quizzically. Question marks appear over the woman's head.
So here are some tips to keep us all moving through the world safely and confidently. Always speak directly to a person with a visual impairment, not their guide dog. Remember, that dog has a job to do.
Good morning.
Hello.
Would you like directions to an open seat?
Sure.
There's 2 rows back on your left.
Thanks.
Kylie gets on the bus with her guide dog and sits across from a woman and child.
Oh, Mom, don't pet that dog. It's working.
Now at the office.
At our office, Kylie's colleagues make sure to introduce themselves when they enter the room and to let her know when they leave.
Sarah stands in the doorway of Kylie's office.
Hi, Kylie. It's Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Did you see the latest episode of Bachelorette on Mars?
I can't believe Abe got put in the spaceship. I thought for sure it would be Lenny.
Thought bubble with a bachelor on a spaceship.
Same.
Are we still on for a shopping trip over lunch?
Yep. I'll see you then. Bye.
Speak directly to people with visual impairments rather than speaking to their friend, their guide dog, or anyone else. And be specific when providing directions.
A boutique storefront. Sales associate with Sarah and Kylie.
Hello, how can I help you?
Actually, it's my friend Kylie who needs help.
And what is she looking for?
She is looking for jeans.
Oh, they're over there. I mean, just ahead of you a few steps. Boyfriend jeans are on the left, and mom jeans are on the right.
A restaurant.
Kylie's looking forward to a date with her boyfriend, James.
Kylie, James, and guide dog wait to be seated.
Sorry, no animals allowed in the restaurant.
Actually, guide dogs are allowed anywhere the general public is allowed.
Oh, right this way then.
Kylie and James sit at a table with the dog chilling on the floor like a good doggo.
Hey, Kylie, do you want me to read the menu to you?
Sure. Thank you.
James and Kylie with their food.
This smells amazing.
Should I describe where things are?
Yes, please.
There's spicy chicken curry and rice at the top of your plate, and braised greens at the bottom. Your wine is above the plate to the right.
Mmm, so good.
Kylie gives a romantic smile to James. Spinach in her teeth.
Honey, you have spinach in your teeth.
Thanks so much for letting me know.
Let's let Kylie and James enjoy their dinner. For more information and helpful tips, visit guidedogs.com.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. 2025. How are we doing today, everybody? Yeah. Well, if you happen to know some folks who had getting a guide dog as a 2025 New Year's resolution, some people checked it off pretty quick. So thank you all for joining us today, whether you're here in person or if you're joining us virtually. Hi, everybody. We're happy to be live streaming here from the Oregon campus today. And we're here to celebrate 1 new Canine Buddy team and 4 new guide dog teams, and as well as applaud the generosity of all of those that have made that happen today. So I'm gonna be thanking a bunch of people and a bunch of groups, then we'll get the party started. So the first group that we're gonna thank today are the puppy raisers. So let's give them a round of applause right now. The thing is that puppy raisers are heroes, point blank, period. None of this happens without puppy raisers. And the thing is that puppy raisers are essentially a catalyst for creating community, because they've connected all these people with dogs and with themselves from different states, different parts of the country, different parts of the continent. So my job's not possible without puppy raisers. So again, if you are a puppy raiser, thank you so much. And let's give them one more round of applause. The next group we're going to thank are our generous donors. This also doesn't happen without our donors. Guide Dogs for the Blind receives no government funding. All this happens because great people donate to us. And with that, we're going to give a special thanks to an individual and a couple foundations today. So first, we want to give a special thank you to Lynn Yan Tramal Rowley for her generous sponsorship of 1 harness for each class of 2025. Let's give her a round of applause, please. We also have 2 sponsors today for 2 of our client guide teams. That is the Rowley Foundation of Texas and the Granite Solutions Group of the Bay Area. So go ahead and give them a round of applause. So while our puppy raisers are volunteers, we also have other kinds of volunteers that volunteer on our campuses, or they volunteer their time to be foster care homes. So we really can't do this. If you're looking to volunteer at Guide Dogs for the Blind, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can help serve folks in the kitchen. You can walk dogs on the weekend. There's a million things you can do. Check it out. And we really want to also thank our employees that are here. This really is a community that makes it all happen. So we have a fantastic dorm staff that keeps the rooms tidy and keeps our clients well fed while they're here. We have a fantastic facilities department that help keep all the lights on and keep the place running. We also have a fantastic vet department. And of course, I'd really like to give an extra special thank you to our canine welfare training technicians. They're all sitting in the back. They don't want me to point them out, but I'm going to point them out. Thank you. If you're a puppy raiser here today, you can thank the CWTTs for being here on the weekends and holidays and making sure that your dog is extra comfortable. So thank you all so much for that. And before we get the party going, we're going to share a short video about our mission. And this video is audio descripted. So in addition to the narrator, you will hear a second voice describing the scenes in the video. There are also captions included. We want to be as accessible here as we can. So these inclusive features ensure everyone can access the video. And go ahead and enjoy it, and we'll be back after the video.
At Guide Dogs for the Blind, we believe that everyone deserves to move through the world safely and confidently, to live the life they want to live.
A man and his guide dog walk through a park.
Our life-changing programs meet people who are blind or visually impaired wherever they are along their journey, whether that's by matching individuals with highly qualified guide dogs, providing guide dog readiness skills in our orientation and mobility immersion program.
A man holds a white cane and smiles broadly.
Or pairing youth and adults with the companionship of a canine buddy.
A young girl cuddles with her canine buddy.
Together, we are GDB.
My name is Renee Carrasco. My dog's name is Snoopy.
Renee sits in front of a fireplace.
So the reason that I wanted to get a guide dog was because I came across some videos from Guide Dogs for the Blind, and that was my introduction to guide dog travel.
Renee and Snoopy walk along a city sidewalk and cross a street at an intersection.
What I saw was the ease of travel, the speed that the guide dog handler would move with. That's what I wanted for myself. And not only that, but it was also the companionship.
Renee and Snoopy play with a tug toy outside in the yard.
Working with Snoopy has changed my life dramatically because there's so much freedom that comes along with having a guide dog. It's made the hard parts of blindness not so hard.
Renee sits next to Snoopy and gives him a pat on the chest.
I feel like my outlook on life and the world is so much more positive having Snoopy in my life.
My name is Amit Ahuja and my guide dog's name is Tashi.
I had the opportunity to complete Guide Dogs for the Blind's Orientation and Mobility Immersion Program.
Amit stands on a path with his white cane.
And not only did it help me learn to navigate my environment more safely using a white cane, it also made me an even more confident guide dog handler.
My experience was just fabulous.
Amit and his O&M instructor analyze an intersection and cross a city street.
We trained in different locations, practiced different skills, worked out a way to analyze a traffic crossing. I think GDB has transformed my life. To say that it's meeting my needs would be an understatement.
My name is Ella, and this is my canine buddy, Lafferty.
Ella sits on the floor of a living room next to a black lab.
Lafferty is just so amazing in many ways. He's such a good boy. He brings me so much joy and is one of my best friends.
With kids with visual impairments,
Ella's mom, Christy McKerney.
The struggle is real for social contact. It's hard to make friends sometimes. And with Lafferty, he's an automatic draw for all kids, which is wonderful. Lafferty has totally opened up, for Ella, new social connections.
Back to Ella.
I would recommend canine buddies. They're just really good dogs, and they can change a person's life and make it better.
All of Guide Dogs for the Blind services are provided free of charge, and our work is made possible by the generous support of our donors and volunteers.
Renee sits next to Snoopy on the grass in the park.
We receive no government funding.
This organization has made such a huge impact on my life and the lives of so many countless people, and the donors are the ones that make that possible.
Close-up of Snoopy.
Thank you so much.
Ella and Lafferty.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Amit and his guide dog Tashi sit on a beach and watch the sunset.
Together, we are unstoppable. To learn more about our life-changing programs and to support our work, please visit guidedogs.com or scan the QR code.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jenny Powell. I was one of the class instructors for OR509. Wow. And we're going to start this party by talking about canine buddies. So the GDB's Canine Buddy program matches specially selected dogs to become buddies to people who are blind or visually impaired, including children ages 5 and above and adults of all ages. Canine Buddy dogs are not service dogs, but are wonderful companions that bring joy and are a connection to the GDB community. The Canine Buddy program is one of our core client programs, and teams have access to the same level of services as our guide dog teams. So we have one team that we're honoring today. Sorry, please excuse me as I get my papers in order. So Kate Lundquist and Dara is the team that we are honoring. And I have a letter from Dara's puppy raisers. Okay, we're going to start with Kate's letter. 1 second. Sorry. Okay. From Kate Lundquist. We are so glad to have Dara. She is a cuddle bug. She loves to get up and cuddle as close as she can to me in bed. She also loves the Kong-branded stuffed animal toys. She can't get enough of them. All we have to do is send Dara out in the snow with a toy, and she would run for hours. We have taken her on car rides, and she is so quiet we forget she is riding in the back. She loved the fish at the Bass Pro Shop. She couldn't get enough of the smell. Good thing she sniffed her way to a golden retriever puppy. The puppy licked Dara's nose, and Dara sat to sniff quietly. Dara is also super intelligent. After we learned about her work with talking buttons, which we'll talk about in a second, we decided to continue her training. She is up to over 20 buttons, and she always hits the one for what she wants. With the first snow of the year, Dara was all over it. I don't think she has seen so much snow before, and she loves to bury her face and then come inside and cuddle. Dara is the best behaved dog we have ever owned. She has the biggest heart and loves other dogs and people that she has never met before. She is a sweet girl, and I can't thank her puppy raisers enough. Hideo Fujita and Barbara Dunn have raised a wonderful, cuddly, friendly, and curious puppy. Their work brought happiness to a forever family for Dara. She is helping me prepare for a guide dog. Thank you for your years of hard work to Hideo and Barbara. And then we have 2 pictures up on the screen right now. And they are both, for the photo descriptions, Kate is sitting cross-legged on a carpeted floor with Dara sitting beside her. Kate is smiling broadly with her arm around Dara's shoulder. And in the right picture, Dara is licking Kate on the cheek. And then I have a note from Dara's puppy raisers. So this is, hi, we are Hideo Fujita and Stephanie Ko, one of the couples who co-raised Dara. We live in East Wenatchee, Washington, which is a north central area in Washington. Raising Dara was a wonderful and rewarding experience, enjoyable and an honor. She is a remarkable dog, beautiful, loving, and smart. We were fascinated by Dara's keen observation of the training we provided to our dogs, Frankie and Sinatra. Aren't those really cute? Yeah. After weeks of diligent training, one morning we were thrilled to hear their talking buttons outside and walk. Our first thought was Frankie and Sinatra were finally using their buttons to request a walk. And to our astonishment, we discovered that Dara was pushing the buttons. She had quietly observed our training sessions and learned to use the buttons by watching, a testament to her intelligence. Sinatra, our GDB Career Change Golden Retriever, proved to be a valuable mentor to Dara, especially in helping her confidently navigate stairs. We wish you all the best with Dara. She's an exceptional canine buddy who will continue to enrich your life. If you would like, we would love to stay in contact with you, Kate. And then regards, Hideo Fujita, Stephanie Ko, Frankie, and Sinatra. And then photo descriptions for this slide. On the left photo, we have little Dara at 8 weeks old wearing a collar and leash, and she's posing for the camera. Right photo is Stephanie wearing a light-colored jacket and smiling, is holding an 8-week-old Dara in her arms. I'm going to look, oh my gosh, she's so cute. Okay. I'm going to hand it back to Richard to continue his party.
You know, a good problem to have here at GDB is there's so many people to thank that I did forget to thank some people. So I want to thank the instructor staff for this class. So we have Jenny Powell, who is our apprentice instructor. We have Candace Tuomikoski, our class supervisor. And I am Richard McCauley, a qualified guide dog mobility instructor. And we're going to go ahead and we are going to bring up our first team that we're honoring today is Mrs. Becky Andrews of Bountiful, Utah. She received in-home training with Nomi, a female yellow Labrador retriever, raised by Kim and Gary Griffiths of Edmonds, Washington, and Mary, Mark, Max, Brenna, and Tatum Mohagan of Edmonds, Washington.
To speak. Thank you so much. Something about coming into this room, the tears start coming already. Gosh, it was 1997, the first time I came to this campus as a new young mom, and walking in here just like brings that back so much. And one of you, if you know me, you've heard this story, but we left, we graduated, and Kleenex. we walked to the airport, and Steve told our kids, Natalie and Kendall, Mom's got her pace back. And so, gosh, 28 years with just a few short gaps in there. I have truly had my pace back, thanks to all involved at Guide Dogs for the Blind. And I think I came that first time excited to get a guide dog. And what I soon realized was that you do get a guide dog, which is amazing, but you also get an incredible extended family, friends, puppy raisers, just an incredible support system that is beautiful and has enriched our lives. And this year has not been an easy one. And Guide Dogs for the Blind and that family has once again just been there for us, and we are so grateful. Little Nomi came. Nomi girl came. I was able to do in-home training. And so she was this amazing little Christmas gift that literally arrived at the doorstep on December 11th. And I got just a day to, like we do in class here, just to bond and connect before the roles were reversed a little bit, and I got to share with her Bountiful and Salt Lake and all the places in our world. And it was just a beautiful experience. I'm so grateful to cross off that resolution and get to start the year with her, and so grateful to her puppy raisers. It's just inspiring to get to know them and see the love that they have for her, and I'm grateful for just the continued friendship that we will have, and grateful to all of you for your support of Guide Dogs and for us.
Okay, I haven't cried until she started talking. Thanks, Becky. So Nomi, we've been, the Mohagan family, my husband Mark and I, and our 3 kids that are all in college now, have been training puppies for 14 years. Our youngest was in 1st grade, and I thought, what a great philanthropy to get involved in. And huge give back and life-changing for the people that get these dogs that make it. And we've raised several, and it's truly life-changing. And I remember sitting where you are, watching a graduation before we said, yes, we want to raise a puppy. And I was in all the way. It was fabulous. When we got Nomi, that first day, we knew there was something special about this dog. And we've had a lot of dogs in our collective family. We should have counted how many our families together have raised. But she's an old soul, and it doesn't surprise me one bit that she has made it as a guide dog. And we feel like we won the lottery with Becky getting her. She really is going to have a great life. Is it hard to say goodbye to him? That's the main question we get. How do you do it? How do you raise this dog and say goodbye? Yeah, we cry, but we wish them luck. It's like sending your kid off to college. Yeah, you cry, but go contribute to this world. And Nomi's done it. Again, you know, yay, yay, Nomi. So when we found out Nomi was doing in-home training, we were sad because we didn't know if we'd get to meet her person or see her again. And we found out not very long ago, Becky reached out and she said, Steve and I and Nomi will come to Oregon for the graduation if you guys can be there. And we said, we'll be there. Like, we made it happen. And here we are. And we actually got to have dinner last night and spend a hunk of time with them and really get to know them. And again, our circle of friends has expanded thanks to guide dogs. So it's awesome. So way to go, Gnomes.
So I'm representing the other half of the co-raising, Kim and Gary Griffiths. We're in the same club in Seattle. And I'll tell you a bit about Nomi. So Nomi has had so many experiences living between our two families. So she's the 9th dog that we raised. And our club affectionately calls us dog hoarders because we have a retired guide that lives with us. And we had 3 career changes when she showed up. So full house. And then when she would go to the Mohegans' house, of course, the high school and college kids, a guinea pig, a career change. So over that time, she got to experience, you know, going to work at Microsoft, which is where I am, being on campus, going to college campuses, you know, shopping, all of the amazing things. She just got a huge amount of experiences. And as we've gotten to know Becky and Steve, we've discovered, wow, that's really good because she's going to do a lot of that stuff with them. So it was super fun having her as a puppy. And, you know, as Mary said, from day one, we were like, this dog is really, really good. Like, she never had a fear. She was open to everything. She was like, you want to do something? Okay, let's go. Let's go. She always had great enthusiasm. Nobody slept alone, so every dog always had a buddy with her around to snooze with, and she was just an amazing, amazing dog to be around. We're so happy for you guys, your partnership. Wish you many, many, many years together of happiness and fun and exploration, adventure, and it was wonderful to meet you guys and to hang out this weekend. Our club did donate our harness on her behalf, so I want to say thank you to them for that, and many, many years of joy to both of you.
Okay, this next team, this next gentleman is a real mensch. This is Mr. Jeffrey Abrams of Kirkland, Washington. He received his second guide, Jimbo, a male black Labrador Retriever raised by Jocelyn Daxon of San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay. When I came here 2 weeks ago, I think the best word to describe how I felt was apprehensive. I had just left behind almost 10-year-old guide Seymour, who at the time when I left, I thought, wow, I'm leaving behind this just wonderfully guide dog. I got here, but when I stepped on campus, a flood of memories came back of that initial training. And I remembered the problems that we had. I mean, we'd run into things, we'd miss curbs, and I went, wow, Am I really ready to do this all over again? I mean, now after 8 years, I have this dog. And then I met Jimbo. And never in my wildest dreams did I expect to have a dog like this. He's my Mary Poppins dog. Practically perfect in every way. I mean, he never missed curbs. You could not distract him. And we'd weave through crowds, and I didn't even know that there were people he was weaving through. I was just amazed. And maybe it was Jimbo, maybe some of it is a little bit of experience with the dog, but I really think that a lot of the credit I have to give to Richard, my instructor. It only took 2 or 3 days, and then I began to realize that Richard was kind of training me the same way he does these dogs. Positive reinforcement, never condescending remarks. I mean, it was just, I felt like I was the dog and the dog was me, and it was just, it all worked out. And yeah, GDB is lucky to have an instructor like Richard. I guess, I don't even know how to say this. So much credit goes to the puppy raiser, Jocelyn. I've just met her today. Talking to her, I never would know that she's a high school student. So mature, and she molded this dog into just an amazing guide. And it was said before, but I'm just always amazed at how raisers can do what they do. I mean, take this like a teething, unhousebroken creature, and just when it's good, you let it go. I could never do anything like that, and I'm amazed and just honored to be part of this. I have to thank the staff. I mean, there's too many names, I won't even bother to try, but the RAs, the nurses, I mean, all the volunteers here, Catherine for her amazing food. I mean, I actually felt embarrassed at the treatment that I was getting here. We were treated too well. Finally, kudos to my classmates, Jessica, Robert, and Bob, if you're out there watching. Hopefully we'll stay in touch and maybe see each other in another 10 years. Thanks.
So Jimbo's my second dog, and when he first got handed to me, I knew he was special. He was always so well behaved, even as a puppy. He was always down for whatever you wanted to do, as long as he got a nap. And I'm so honored to be here today, and I know that Jeffrey and Jimbo are the perfect match. They are so similar, and I know they are just perfect for each other. And I know they're gonna have an amazing life. Jimbo is blessed to have Jeff in his life.
And I'd like to add that Jeff and Jimbo are being sponsored by the Granite Solutions Group. So one more thank you for them. Yeah. All righty. Next up, we have Miss Jessica Constantino of Othel. Oh, sorry, I did practice this. Ottawa, Tennessee. She is receiving her second guide, Emmy Lou, a female black Labrador Retriever raised by Taylin Hudson of Houston, Texas, and Monica Hindmarsh of Humble, Texas.
First of all, I want to thank GDB for accepting me into this program and letting me have a wonderful animal. I was here 20 years ago and got my first guide, and I had forgotten the process and how strenuous it was, and how much you actually learn and go through. But I kind of had a similar feeling to Jeff, and I was like, do I really think that I could do all this again? And then I met Emmylou, and she, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. She is just the most amazing dog. She's so good and well behaved. I can't even believe it. I almost feel like I was handed an angel, not a guide dog. I want to say that this experience has been incredible for me over the last year, losing my vision and really losing my mobility. It has been terrifying. And I am so thankful to GDB for letting me have a way to get my independence back. It means more to me than I can honestly ever say. I want to thank all of the staff here because we were treated like kings and queens. Like we were treated way too well. And it has just been incredible, from the nursing staff to the RAs to the cooking crew to everybody who cleaned up after us. The instructors, everybody was just fantastic, and I am so appreciative of everything that you guys did for us. And I also want to thank the puppy raisers. I met Monica today, and she's just fantastic. And I know that without your hard work, I would not have Emmylou. And so I very much appreciate you giving her to me and working hard and putting in all the hard work for me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone.
Wow, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Isn't Jessica amazing? And I couldn't be more happy for, thank you, to give our little girl to Jessica. She was never ours to keep, and we knew that. But man, we love that dog. Something fierce. I did write down a few words because I knew that this would be hard. It is such an honor to be here with you, Jessica. We are so proud for Emmylou and all that she's done, and we're so happy. You guys are going to make such an amazing team. Emmy was our second dog to raise. Our first dog is a canine buddy in California. So Emmy's our first guide, and this is our first graduation. And wow, this is such an honor to be here. I would like to thank the Houston, Texas Puppy Raising Club and our leaders, Skylar and Kathleen, and our PFM, Lauren. The things that they teach us makes this possible, because who am I and what do I know about raising a guide dog puppy? But quite honestly, Emmy, we call her Emmy, Emmylou is her name, trained us in so many ways too. Our club has a lot of other puppy raisers and puppy sitters, and without those other club members, I'm not sure that we could do this. It really does take a village to raise a puppy, and boy, we have a great village. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my husband and our 4 sons that we have. My husband and our youngest son traveled today to be here to celebrate this amazing experience. Without them, this wouldn't be possible, and we're excited to get our 3rd puppy on Friday. So Emmylou came to us when she was 7 months old. I'm a professional photographer, and that day I happened to be taking pictures with Santa and all the club puppies. And she showed up, and she had the perfect head tilt and knew just how to pose her body. And she was just meant to be with a photographer. She loves it the most when you tell her she is beautiful, and was happy to pose with any props or costumes or sunglasses. And all you have to say is, "Oh, Emmy, Emmy, Emmy," and she'd take, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby." Yes. She loves a great squeaky toy. I was loading all of my videos and pictures into a gallery to give Jessica, and all of the videos are videos with Emmy with squeaky toys. So hopefully Jessica thinks that's as cute as I do. Emmy Lou has always been such a rock star. Even as a young puppy, we got her when she was 7 months old. She was started with Taylin, and then we got Emmy Lou. She was a rock star. She was eager and hardworking, and every month on her puppy report, those were the words I wrote. She was eager, and she was ready to go, and every day she would jump into the car and just look at me like, what are we doing today? She just was ready for the adventure. I also play French horn with 2 orchestras, and Emmy would go with me to every rehearsal, and even dress rehearsals, and she would sit on stage either next to me on a small blanket or under my chair during a dress rehearsal because there's not a lot of room on the stage, and she loved it. Now, I'm sure she heard a lot of wrong notes, but she's really good at keeping secrets, so she'll never tell. I did hear that there's a drum set at Jessica's house, and I'm sure she's going to love that too. Emmy Lou never minded living in a house with a lot of guys. I mean, it's my husband and our 4 boys and me, but don't get it wrong, she is a mama's girl. And I'll tell you, by watching Jessica and Emmy today, she is a mama's girl. Jessica, the way she sat in that audience and just looked at Jessica, or when they walked down the hall and paid attention to her, it just is so heartwarming. But even though Emmy Lou was so attached to me, when I would take her to a pet sitter's house and hand the leash over to them, she never turned around and looked back at me. She was ready for her next adventure. That would make me a little bit sad because I was so connected to her, but she was independent and confident and ready for the next adventure. So when I flew with her in July to bring her to this campus, I kissed her on the head, and we took a lot of pictures, too many pictures. And I told her that she was a rock star and that I was proud of her and to go and do great things. And I handed the leash over to the kennel staff, and Emmy started wagging her tail, and she happily walked in the kennel, and she didn't look back. And I was so proud. Isn't that the dog we want to raise? We want a dog that is ready for the next thing. And as a mama, I was so happy to let her go. And look where she is now, just so content at your feet. So I just want to wish Jessica and Emmy Lou the best life. They're just going to have the best time in Tennessee, I know it. Thank you, GDB, for making this possible for our family to let us do this.
Now, last, but certainly not least, we have Mr. Robert Sosa of Houston, Texas. He received his first guide dog, Farley, a male yellow Labrador Retriever, raised by Shayla Drapo of Hayden, Idaho. And this team is also sponsored by the Rowley Foundation of Texas, who likes to sponsor teams that are in Texas, and ideally Houston. And Robert's from Houston, so that works out perfectly, doesn't it?
Thank you, Richard. Richard has been, thank you. Richard has been like, I want to start off there because I have so much respect for you and I'm a teacher and you're definitely a teacher and a student, just like me. And I know that I'm safe. You know, when you're out there with your dog and you have to trust him at the beginning, there's like somebody named Richard that's standing right there next to you, making sure that everything's going to be okay when you cross the street. And he has this really wonderfully imposing figure that's kind of like this when he's standing in the street. So yes, thank you, Richard. I appreciate all of that and your kindness and just all your good words of advice. Thank you. And yeah, and forgive me. And the Razors, I've got a chance to meet, like, I think maybe we have 2 rows here, I'm not quite sure, right here in the front. And everybody came. It seems like there was a like you said, a butterfly effect that happened when you guys decided to take this on, and it doesn't end here; it culminates here, and I feel that not only do I get to take home a ton of dog fur on my clothes, but I also get this guy here, and he's a reflection of what you are, and all the love and all the late nights and all the panic and the vet and that kind of thing. I know what goes with it, and I want to thank you for putting that front work in for me and my family, and it brings to life a whole nother chapter that I could not imagine yet, nor could I. Well, I just want to say thank you, and we will stay in contact. We will forever stay in contact, and I do have a number of friends that I didn't have before I got here. I want to say thank you to the staff that as everybody has mentioned, they just took this to another level. Learjet on a magic carpet, and my life is pretty good already, sweetheart. Thank you, but it's about to get better. Anyway, thank you, Guide Dogs for the Blind. I appreciate everything that you've done for us all.
This is harder than I thought. There are 100 words I could use to describe Farley. Happy, hardworking, wiggly. Thank you. Silly, snuggly, and loyal. That's just to name a few. He really has it all. In fact, when Robert and I talked earlier in the week, he asked me if there was anything Farley disliked. And even with both of our brains together, neither of us could think of a single thing. His tail was always wagging on every adventure. As it is now. We ended every night with a cuddle session before bed, which was Farley and my favorite thing to do. We would reflect on the day, and I'd often ask him what path he would choose, as if he would answer back. I wondered what kind of person would be perfect for Farley. Hopefully one who absolutely loved to snuggle as much as Farley does. So it was no surprise to me when I spoke with Robert and he told me that he specifically requested an affectionate dog to match his personality. I don't think dogs come any more affectionate than the one in that yellow wiggly body. It truly does take a village to get these dogs where they are today. So I'd like to thank the trainers at GDB for taking the leash and getting him here. My Spokane Puppy Club leaders, because I know Gretchen's watching. And especially Farley's puppy nanny, Michelle, who doesn't want to come on the stage with me and cry. And all my family and friends for supporting me. And of course, to Robert. I truly believe that you and Farley are a perfect match. And I cannot wait to see all the adventures that you go on in the future.
You know, I keep this Kleenex box down here because this is not our first rodeo. We've been doing this for about 83 years. We know the drill. So I get the really cool privilege to be the first to congratulate the OR class of 509. Mazel tov. Thank you for letting me be an instructor in your class. I appreciate it. Up next, we are going to be doing a demo with Jenny and a lovely dog named Powell. Now, please bear with me as I've actually never talked about this part of it before, so I'm going to try to imagine a dog's inner monologue here. But on stage, Jenny is clicking and feeding Powell for behaviors or actions that she really likes. So we're doing a sit and we're doing a down. Yep. And whenever she clicks, she follows that up with food. Whenever you click, it's a promise that you're going to get food afterwards, even if the human does an inappropriate click. So we make sure to keep that promise. Jenny's doing great. And Pal's like, this is awesome. What's going to happen next? I'm so ready for the next adventure. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we have a bench on the stage here. And Jenny's going to teach Pal to take her to the bench. So there's a lot of ways that you can do this. So Jenny's starting by putting kibble in her fist and targeting, or putting out her fist. Powell, when he touches her fist, he's getting food, and Jenny's getting progressively closer to the bench. So before, the dog's like, oh, I just touch your hand and I get food, and now Jenny's putting her hand on the bench. So there's a history of, when I come to this spot, I get food. And now Jenny is starting to do what we call back chaining, where Jenny is starting at the target and then moving back. So when Powell finds the bench, he gets food. And as he's successful with that, Jenny is going to take him progressively further back as she's doing. And even though she's making it a little bit more challenging, she's keeping him engaged and he's having success. And now he's just going to take her all the way. Yay, there we go. Beautiful. And we're going to do it again. We're going to do an encore. All right. Let's see if we can go even further. So Powell's really happy. His tail's wagging. Jenny's keeping him happy. He's like, oh, I'm going to go find this. I got food here before, and I'm going to get food here again. Yay! All right. That was lovely. Now Jenny's sitting and petting Powell. And Powell's so excited, as he should be. That was fantastic. So after graduation, if you want to ask questions, Jenny and Powell will be around. So if you tuned in with us for the live stream, we really appreciate you for being here today, and we look forward to seeing you again. So thank you, everybody out there who's there virtually. Bye, Mom. All right. Okay, and that concludes our ceremony here today at Guide Dogs for the Blind. Again, congratulations to OR509. Now, if you were interested in a campus tour with a docent, they are near the blue table. They're waving a flag. There's Bonnie. She's also our volunteer coordinator, so if you're interested in volunteering, go check her out. And if you were here for the puppy raising informational meeting, and I'm sure you're like, I really got to hear more about this now, please meet near the lime green table in the back of the auditorium. And we have with Linda and Rachel back there, and they are waving lime green flags. So thank you, everybody. There's also refreshments out in the gift shop, and have a fantastic day. Thank you.